Now to college, where the playoff is set, and we know the matchups. At the Cotton Bowl, we got Cincinnati trying to upset Alabama. Crimson Tide, a 13.5-point favorite. Orange Bowl, Georgia, Michigan. Wolverines and a very happy Desmond Howard, 7.5-point underdogs. And so let's get the guys in on this here. I got RC and Dan with us as well. But I'll start with you, Desmond, who've got to be the happiest man in the world. But let me very quickly get your thoughts here on Alabama. They're number one, and their quarterback, Bryce Young, just gave you one of the great performances in a big game that we've seen in a really long time. Your perspective on Bama at number one.
Well, don't forget, Alabama's not like a consensus or a very strong number one either. It could have easily have gone to Michigan. Michigan could be in the pole position too. Alabama's a team that we've seen from the past 3 weeks that's been up and down. They didn't play great against Arkansas, but they won that game. And then the Iron Bowl, Auburn comes into that game without Bo Nix, and they end up winning the game, but it took 4 overtimes. Now, to their credit, they rose to the occasion in the SEC championship game, knocked off the number one team in the country, just sliced up the top defense in the country, and Bryce Young had an outstanding performance. And guys, I've consistently said, as a Heisman voter, it's not just what you do, because we all know guys can pad their stats against other opponents that aren't too good or that are not formidable opponents, but it's also who you do it against. And for that young man to go out there and play the way he played against the number one defense in the country was simply outstanding.
Yeah, that's one of the great big game performances ever. Dan, if he was draft eligible this year, where would he go?
Bryce Young?
Yeah.
Oh, number one.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Number one pick in the draft.
Yeah. And Houston's got the one pick right now. Houston would be ecstatic about it because Bryce Young reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers. Just a flick of the wrist, the ability to, make those throws from the pocket where his feet are a little bit scattered, yet accuracy and velocity. His creativity as a runner is spectacular. The awareness, just where everything, he's going so fast, but everything around him seems like it's going so slow. He will be the number one pick in the draft in 2 years, but he would be one this year.
At the beginning of the season, Bryce Young played against University of Miami in the same building.
Right.
And I had a tweet, and it said, with the first pick of the 2023 draft, I was like, blank selects Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And people were like, nah, it's DJ from Clemson. I was like, no. When I watched this dude, Weird Science was my favorite movie growing up, mostly because of Kelly LeBrock. But when I watched this movie, it's like they got together and they took everything from the last 3 quarterbacks at Alabama, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, all the stuff that they did good, and they put it all in Bryce Young. His poise, his accuracy, his ability to lead, know when and when not to run. I think he's amazing, and we saw all of that on display against Georgia.
The Johnny Mechie injury, John Mechie injury.
Terrible injury.
That's a big thing to overcome.
Des Howard, that said, Cincinnati looking to pull off the upset. The fact that they're there already is the story. Can they do this? Can they turn into the little giants, as Heather said in our first hour today? You give them any shot against Alabama?
Well, I tell you what, the thing about Cincinnati, they have nothing to lose. They can go out there and throw caution to the wind and just play with their ears back and just go out there and have fun. Now, if Alabama plays to Alabama's standard, then they have no shot. But Alabama has been up and down this season. And like Dan said, the John Mechie injury is huge to that offense. Now you only have to really focus on Jamison Williams, who is an outstanding receiver. And you're looking at Luke Fickell. He's an excellent coach, a defensive-minded coach. Cincinnati comes into this game with 2 of the best cornerbacks in the country.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be an interesting matchup watching Cincinnati's defense against Bama's offense.
And in the meantime, and RC, I could see you and Dan were just kind of whispering to each other. The reality is they couldn't put Alabama and Georgia in the same bracket no matter what else happened.
The rankings do not matter to me. These were going to be the matchups. And so if Michigan was going to be number 1, Georgia would have had to be 4. And I don't think the committee wanted to do that matter
what
they
say.
said.
At the end of the day, if Michigan deserved, if we believe it is an advantage to play Cincinnati, if we believe it's an advantage, and again, I don't mean to disrespect Cincinnati, but if you believe they are the least good of the teams, then Michigan, if they should have been number 1, deserve to get that opportunity.
No, I believe Michigan should have, if that's what the committee saw as the rankings. But we understand the bias that the SEC has. We understand how good Georgia had been throughout the entire season. So I believe you throw out A&M, you throw out some of what you saw against Auburn, and you look at that one matchup and see how.
But now, Dan, the world has all of a sudden, at least Twitter yesterday, decided Georgia wasn't that good anyway. They didn't beat anybody all year long and all the rest.
Suddenly, all of a sudden.
Right, Dan? What's the truth?
I want to see how Georgia responds. The team that we're seeing on on television or the screen right now is the team that I believe in the most, though.
Michigan.
I had Michigan game 1. I had Michigan versus Penn State. The reason I think that I believe in Michigan the most is they are the team that is most unapologetically who they are.
Being who they are.
They
I
are
agree
going to
with
put 6 or 7 offensive linemen on the field. They're going to put 2,000 pounds at the line of scrimmage on the field. They're going to hand the ball off to Hassan Haskins at 230 pounds and say, stop us.
And you're going to have 2 guys on the edge defensively that are going to get after your quarterback the entire day.
No one is more excited to see it than Desmond. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.